Good morning, guys and girls. And what we have today is exercise 7H from the textbook. What we are looking at is being able to understand our A and B values when we do a linear regression on our CAS calculator. So what I've got up at top there is a question from the textbook, and what we're going to do is we're going to walk through it so that we can understand what the question is asking. All right, so the equation price equals 37650 minus 4200 times age can be used to predict the price of a car in dollars from its age in years. So for this regression equation, write down the value of the intercept. All right, so this equation is a linear equation, and it has two components, the intercept and the slope. All right, when we talk about the intercept, what we're talking about is where the line crosses with, in this case, the y-axis. And remember, the y-intercept always takes place when the x value is 0. So in this case, what is the price going to be? Because price is our y variable, when our x variable age is 0. All right. So if we look at the equation and we replace age with 0, the price is going to be 37650. So in the case of our equation here, when age equals 0, price is 37650. Interpret this intercept in the context of the variables of the equation. All right, so this is going to require you to write a sentence. All right, so interpret generally means you want to turn it into a written explanation. All right, so interpret the intercept in the context of the variables of the equation. The intercept means that when the car is brand new, when the car's age is 0, its price will be 37650, so $37,650. All right, that's all we're looking for. For this regression equation, write down the value of the slope. All right, so the value of the slope what value are we looking for when we are looking for the slope of our equation? All right, so if 37650 is our intercept, then our slope is going to be the number that is attached to the x variable. All right, same as if you go back to thinking about it in terms of y equals mx plus c, our CAS, when we use these to create our equations, they come out as y equals ax plus b, or y equals b plus ax. All right, so sometimes it might get saucy and give it to us as a plus bx. All right, but in this case, the slope, the gradient, is represented by different pronumerals, but they're always in the same location. They are always attached to the x variable. So in this case, we have the slope. So interpret the slope in the context of the variables of the equation and write down the value of the slope. So it's going to be this here, which is negative 4,200. All right, so if I were to rewrite this equation in y equals mx plus c form, then my equation would probably be all right, and would look like that. All right, so it looks more like what you're used to dealing with. There's your C value, and that is your M value. And what that means in terms of interpreting it means that for every year the car ages, the price or the value of that car will decrease by $4,200. All right, so every year the car is around, the price will drop by $4,200. All right, so it's a negative slope. So if I were to graph it, the graph would look something like that. All right, it would be decreasing. All right, and part C, use the equation to predict the average price of a 5-year-old second-hand car. So using the equation, 5-year-old second-hand car. So we want to know the price. So what we need to do is we need to use the information to decide what the age is going to be. And in this case, the age, we're told, is 5 years old. So our price, just clean up a little bit. So price when age equals 5. So it's going to be equal to 37650 minus 5. Let's do it properly. Minus 4,200 times 5. And that's going to be equal to 37,650 minus 21,000, which means that the price of the car is going to be $16,650 after 5 years. All right, and remember, this process could be used in reverse. So I could say, well, okay, how old is a car if its price is $19,000? All right, so I can flip the question around and ask the opposite instead. Find me the age if I know the price. All right, so while this question doesn't necessarily ask you, it is something that you can be asked. So I'll go through a worked example of that as well. All right. So just, oh, no, I need that. So what is age? So we'll say exactly when the price is exactly $20,000, how old is it? So in that case, we do 20,000 equals 37650 minus 4200x. We have to subtract 37650 from both sides. So that means what we'll end up with. So we are going to subtract from both sides. That will cancel it out there. And now this is on the right hand side. So we end up with, should be negative 17,650 equaling negative 4200x. Now to get our final answer, to get our x value on its own, we need to divide both sides by negative 4200. That will then cancel out that on both sides. And then we are left with something equals x. Obviously, because it's both negative, we're going to end up with a positive answer, which makes sense because you can't have a negative age for something. So it's going to be positive 17,650 over 4,200, which if you have a calculator, you will work it out and it will come out to be comes out to about 4.2-ish. So you would say the car would be worth $20,000 after about 4.2 years. All right. Now, for this exercise, I want you to do every question. However, question 2, there's a slight muck up with the equation. The equation in 7H question 2 says flavor rating plus 40 times 2.0 times calories, but they don't give you any information about the calories. They tell you about the fat content. So replace calories with percentage fat content. All right. So thank you for watching.